We're all gathered here because there's something we share in common, a love for Seven Rivers Church. You know, Seven Rivers Church is an unusual place. Who'd think that a church like this would exist in Citrus County, Florida? But the most unusual thing really is the health of this church. If you've been around church world very much, then you know that there's a lot of churches that aren't thriving. And by God's grace, this place is. And that gospel mojo, you know, that gospel ethos that pervades this place is why people fill the building for 3 services on weekends. It's why thousands of people access the podcast of the preaching, because they want the gospel. More gospel, more family. I'm going to take our time to talk about the future. That's the essence of the campaign we're embarking on, the More Vision campaign. More comes from Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. Now unto him who can do more than we ask or think, more than we can even ask or imagine. And so in our campaign, we're talking about more. That's what we want desperately. More Jesus, more gospel. We want a church that's not about us. We want a church that's not about being a grand and great church. We want a church that's willing to die to itself and be servants to make our community more beautiful, to bring the health and wholeness of the gospel to a broken world. And that leads us to this moment as we launch this campaign and the strategic opportunity to build a preschool. Our preschool ministry is already fruitful, but do you know that the state of Florida pays for 4-year-olds to go to preschool? That means that on the day that we open enrollment, by 9 o'clock in the morning, our preschool is entirely filled. There are scores of families that would like to have access to our preschool that we simply don't have room or space for. So we're going to build a 7,000 square foot preschool with 8 classrooms that will allow us to triple the enrollment of our current preschool. And all to what end? Well, families that enroll their children give us 1 year to reach those families for Jesus, meld them into the life of our church, perhaps enroll them continually into the life of the Christian school, and see those children and their parents and siblings changed literally for all eternity. Not just the building of the preschool, however, we're also going to build an athletic complex on the 40 acres that we have just 1 mile from our campus. We want to reach teenagers with the gospel, and we know that to reach teenagers that athletic facilities are going to be a crucial component. We're also going to augment and strengthen the ministry of our Christian school, because we'd like the enrollment of our Christian school to grow by 100 to 150 students more in even the next 2 to 3 years. There are lots of families and lots of children in Citrus County that need the mentoring and discipleship and education that Seven Rivers Christian School uniquely offers in this community. And on top of all that, we're going to attempt to eliminate the debt on the student ministry building. You know, we read in the papers, we hear accounts even from our own children and grandchildren sometimes of children who are cutting themselves, children with eating disorders, children who are sexually active at very young ages, teenage pregnancies, and even the rising rates of teen suicide. The despair among the teenage culture is palpable. Our response is to say, what do these kids really need? What do families really need? What does our culture really need? They need Jesus. And that's what the More campaign is all about. More Jesus, more families, more gospel mission in this place. Where does the campaign kind of take us from here? Through preaching, through brochures, through newsletters, you're going to hear more about this vision in the weeks to come. And then on March 16th and 17th, on that weekend, in morning worship, we'll invite you to bring a pledge, a commitment over the next 3 years of your resources towards accomplishing this mission. The whole idea of that commitment will be to give over and above what you're already giving. To be praying over the next month and asking God, not God, what could we possibly do, but God, what would you like to do? It's going to be a grand worship service. We'll take communion together. We'll be reminded of the love of God for us and then respond to his gracious love to us. And afterwards, there's going to be a party outside. It's going to be a party on the lawn on steroids, games for the kids, food for everyone, just a blast. So March 16th and 17th, be sure you're there, because as a church, everyone committing together is when dynamic things happen. Together as a church, believing that God can do more than we have ever even asked or imagined.